Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Chandler, or the Geek Slays, and welcome back to the Scuffed As Podcast, episode 105. God, that's still wild. The amount of episodes we've done so far is kind of crazy, honestly. Man, I don't really know what to do with this episode. I failed again at doing my job and finding a guest, so it is just me today. Um, yeah. I think I want to start this off by posing a question that hopefully anyone that listens to this can give me feedback on, whether it be in the comments, hit me up on Twitter, hit me up in the Discord, whatever. Might make a Discord post about it later. Probably not a Twitter post, though. I don't want this to be a super widely known thing yet. But I have been struggling with the idea of not doing the podcast live anymore. While I love the live stream part of it, if I don't do it live, it gives me a better chance at getting guests on because I can work around other people's schedules and not be like, well, if you're going to be on, I need you on Wednesdays, at 3, right? At 3 Mountain Time, whatever, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, whatever. It would allow me to work around people, be able to have more options for who we could have as guests on the show. But we would 100% lose the live part of the show, and that part sucks. But I've been considering moving it to entirely pre-recorded, not going live. Maybe set it as a premiere on Fridays, so change the time it comes out, premiere it, so that I can hang out and live chat with people that way. That's just something I'm kind of toying with, just so we could work on having more guests. I want to have a better opportunity to have more different types of people on the show. But that's just a thing I've been thinking about. But to be fair, my motivation to be alive in the last month has been so low. I mean, it's just not great. Like, streams, when I'm able to have them, have been going well. Other things have been fine, but I don't know. It's the internet being not good as normal, but worse lately than it has been in a long time. Yeah, bad internet, weird, like not being able to play games with people because of said bad internet has been annoying. The amount of work I've had to do for YouTube videos outside of stream has been wild. But the way YouTube has kind of been popping the last 3 weeks has just been insane, and it's been absolutely worth putting in all the extra work. It's cool to see some success go to the YouTube channel, even if it's just a little bit. It's exciting. The Rams Super Bowl parade just happened. I'm going to totally move away from myself because you guys don't give a fuck. You don't need to hear it. No, the Rams Super Bowl parade was today, and it has been an exciting time, apparently. We have Sean McVay leading the run it back chant. Aaron Donald agreeing, saying we built a super team, so why not bring it back? Von Miller saying you gotta run that shit back. We ain't going nowhere. Yeah. A bunch of cool stuff has come from the Rams Super Bowl parade. I like it. But then we also had some weird stuff. Some guy tweeted out sacks after 30 career starts. Andrew Luck had been sacked 73 times. Burrow 102 times. And there's a bunch of people saying Joe Burrow. So, it was the idea that Joe Burrow could be like Andrew Luck and retire early, which has been something I've been saying. They just keep saying that, well, Burrow actually loves football and Andrew Luck didn't. I'm sorry, did you not watch the retirement speech from Luck? He was crying in his press conference about football and how much he'll miss it, how much he'll miss throwing the ball to Ty and all of his teammates. Dude put his body on the line every single season because he loved football. Dude got a lacerated spleen. That happens at high-impact car crashes the majority of the time. Happened to dude on a football field. And he kept playing. And you're going to tell me that guy didn't love football? Fuck out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it for Joe Burrow, because if he keeps getting sacked the way he is, he's done. Then we have a couple other bits of news. This one was breaking news that was very important. Aaron Rodgers and Shailene Woodley are no longer together. Who cares? That sounds terrible. I'm sure they do. Why do we? Why do sports fans care? Then, I guess, in other sports relationship news, so, Malik Monk tried to shoot his shot with Iggy Azalea fucking 4 years ago in 2018. Well, they went on a Valentine's date together. So Malik Monk absolutely stays winning. But no one, that doesn't matter. The most important bit of sports news to me is one that I don't know how to feel about as a Vikings fan. Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson is evaluating the Vikings and the Buccaneers as his top two trade destinations. Bucs make sense. They don't have a quarterback. And honestly, even the Vikings make sense. Compare what we have to what he's ever had in Houston. Better receiving core, better running back. Shit, our offensive line's bad, but it's better than any he ever had in Houston. Better defense, better ownership, better franchise. Shit, better city. I don't know if that last part's true, but yeah, I don't know. I think the Bucs one makes a ton of sense. I said this when the Deshaun Watson rumors about him wanting out first started. Minnesota sending Kirk Cousins and a first-round pick, and then possibly a different trade idea is Deshaun Watson and the Texans pick this year in exchange for our first, Kirk Cousins and Danielle Hunter. Just because the Danielle Hunter is making, I think, $15 million against the cap this year. Dude hasn't played a full season in like 4 or 5 years. Like, maybe it is time to move off of him, and if he could help you get a better quarterback and we could also get a draft pick out of it, that would be sick. The Texans seemed like the type of franchise who would make that move. They get their replacement for Deshaun. They swap their first-round pick, and they get a dominant edge rusher if he's healthy. But also, I still am not a fan of trading for Watson until you know what's coming to the legal stuff. I like Watson as a quarterback. He is absolutely, when he's able to be on the field, is a top 5 quarterback in the league. I've also seen so many Vikings fans saying Deshaun's not that much better than Kirk. That's false. I don't know where this idea is coming from that Kirk is a top 10 quarterback. He is not. And if you come at me and say, well, he's been top 10 in yards and touchdowns, you can shut the fuck up. You don't know ball. I don't care that you're top 10 in yards and touchdowns. but you can't win games that you're supposed to win. I'm not even talking about against playoff teams. Kirk, you lost to the fucking Lions. And at the beginning of the year, you lost to the Bengals. I'm not going to use the hindsight. Well, turns out the Bengals were really good. No, they weren't supposed to be. We are supposed to be miles better than them. And you couldn't get it done all year. I also hate well, he got him to overtime and Dalvin fumbled or the guy missed a kick. In most of those games, it shouldn't have been in overtime anyways. That, like... Oh, my God. I don't know why... yeah, good is not elite. And then this guy arguing for Kirk, saying he was much better than good. The Vikings would have had one win without him. It's like, obviously, every team in the NFL would be significantly worse without their starter. But if you replaced Kirk with Deshaun, we would have been a playoff team. And the guy goes, fuck no. We absolutely would have. We might have won the division. Like, I don't know where the idea that Kirk is this guy is from, but he's not. Kirk has never been that guy and never will be that guy. So I don't know. I don't know what you do. I don't know if you make the move. I don't know if you can make the move. But if the allegations get dropped, get settled, get whatever, his suspension gets figured out, because there's obviously going to be some sort of repercussion from the NFL. It's probably going to be like a 2-3 game suspension. Once you know, I don't see how you don't at least call him and inquire. And I mean, Deshaun to Jefferson and Thielen would just be dirty. But I don't know. Like, yeah, here's the thing. This is something I agree with Elite Takes on this. He says, Jameis Winston wasn't awful, but the Bucs cut bait and signed Brady. Jared Goff isn't awful, but the Rams cut bait and traded for Watson. Kirk Cousins is not awful, but the Vikings should trade for Watson if he's truly available and obviously able to do it. Like, and the Vikings offensive line isn't even that bad. I mean, okay. So the first reply is the Vikings have way more holes than you think. We really don't. The offensive line wasn't great this year, but also everybody outside of Bradbury and O'Neal is like a second or first year guy. I really like Darisaw. I really like Ezra Cleveland. Brian O'Neal is great. Garrett Bradbury is very good. If we can get a right guard, or if Wyatt Davis could come in and develop, that offensive line could be very good this year. The front seven is very good on defense. I mean, if we don't move Danielle Hunter, we still have Danielle. We still might have Everson Griffin, Sheldon Richardson, Dalvin Tomlinson, Michael Pierce, Anthony Barr, Eric Kendricks, Troy Dye, Blake Lynch. Those are decent players. You know, sure, do we need some secondary help? Absolutely. But weapons-wise, O-line, D-line, linebackers, we're good. And I think we can improve stuff. And this guy tried to reply to this thinking he did something. And the tweet that he shared in the reply said is just talking about the second string. I don't. Sorry, replying to it because it's dumb. Spencer, I'm literally in the middle of the podcast. What is you doing? Sending me party invites. Wild. Wild times. What a dude. But yeah, so he just. Yeah, that's dumb. But I think. Yeah, I mean, if the Vikings got Watson, I mean, with the uncertainty about Aaron Rodgers, and even if Rodgers comes back, the Packers being in cap hell, it's not that good. I don't know. I want to see it, kind of, as long as he's truly on the field. But who knows if he will be? Um, I don't know. Obviously, he's an upgrade and would be great, but it's a weird time, man. It's a weird time. It's a weird time. Skull was trending on Twitter at some point today. Oh, it has been officially announced. Kevin O'Connell is that his name? Yeah, Kevin O'Connell is the new coach of the Vikings. Okay, I don't love it. I don't hate it. Hello, Spencer. Forgive you. I don't know if I can. Um, man, the Kevin O'Connell thing bugs me a little bit. It gives me the official take that you can no longer say Eric Bieniemy not calling plays is why he's not a head coach. Because of the guys who got hired this year, O'Connell never has called a play in his life. Nathaniel Hackett, who the Broncos hired, has never called a play in his life. Mike McDaniel has never called a play. That's not what they do. They weren't the play callers on their teams, but yet they got jobs. So the Eric Bieniemy thing is bullshit. I still will stand by the fact that I wanted Eric Bieniemy. I've been praying for it for 2 years. Do I think O'Connell can do a good job? Yes. Especially if we somehow land Watson. The fact that I brought up that idea over a year ago and now it's finally looking like it could be a thing is hilarious. But I don't know. I I don't know what the best move is for the Vikings. I really don't. Like, do you give Kirk a shot again with a new coach, a truly offensive coach who might be able to get more out of Kirk? I don't know. You know, I don't know what the idea is, but it's a new era for Vikings football, and I'm not not sure how excited I am. Mostly because it's the Vikings, and I know what normally happens, and that's nothing good. So apparently, Jim Harbaugh has officially agreed to an extension with Michigan. Shocker. Shocker. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what the best best plan is for the Vikings. But who cares, I guess. What? Okay, so Olivia Munn is now trending on Twitter. Has nothing to do with her other than she dated Aaron Rodgers a while back. And I don't know. Why? I like the first tweet I saw was Olivia Munn, Danica Patrick, and Shailene Woodley. Tough to make that work. Aaron Rodgers is a complete douche. Guy must be insufferable to be with. Do you not know how relationships work? Sometimes the shit just doesn't work. That doesn't automatically mean he's a douche. You know what it automatically means? It didn't work. For whatever reason, and it's not their goddamn job to tell you. I don't. That's wild. Again, I'm sticking with what I said at the beginning of the stream. Who gives a shit about celebrity relationships? Oh, Jesus. People close to Brady doubting his retirement. Why? Why? Brady's done. He doesn't seem like the type of guy to me who's going to give it up for a year or for 6 months and have everybody believe he's gone and then come back. He just doesn't seem like that type of dude. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has zero will, but I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that at all, not one bit. So there's a video of the Rams Super Bowl parade, and there's not a ton of people on the street. Whatever. Some guy goes, I think there were more people at the Buffalo airport at 2 a.m. after a Bills loss. Oh, you mean on a Saturday? 2 a.m. on a Saturday? This is what? This was at noon on a Wednesday? Like, come on. People have jobs, you fucking moron. It's not that hard to understand. And also, it's LA, where the Rams are not one of the top two teams in the city. No one gives a fuck about football in LA. LA is baseball and basketball, and that's what it will be. Because I know I did just say it was Wednesday at noon, but if it was a Lakers parade, the city would be packed. If it was a Dodgers parade, the city would be packed. If you go to other cities, you know, if Cincinnati had won it, the streets would have been packed. If the Bills won it, the streets would have been packed. If the Vikings won it, the streets would have been packed. Green Bay, but those are football cities first. Sure, Minneapolis has the Twins and the Wild and the Timberwolves, but the Vikings are the biggest team in Minnesota. They're the team people care about. Minneapolis is a football city. So is Buffalo. So is a lot of places. LA is not a football city. They're just a city. It is what it is. I don't know. Oh, God. I don't get it. Sports Twitter, just fans of anything at this point in 2022 are just insufferable. They're impossible to deal with. It's just dumb. Like I just made a TikTok video about it yesterday, the whole Star Wars fan thing. Star Wars fans suck, but so do football fans, so do video game fans, so does anyone who's a fan of anything because they don't care about actual facts or context or knowledge. They just want to scream about some thought they had without actually checking to see if that thought had any basis or was valid at all. I don't get it. The world's just annoying me at this point. Everything makes me want to scream. Oh, good God. What is... That's fair. That is a fair tweet, but I feel like we also never discuss how the pandemic has made people feel like growth and streaming is easier than it is. Valid. Yeah. Like when the pandemic hit and everybody jumped to streaming, and you get some numbers because everybody's locked inside and needs shit to do. Like it's wild. But it also, yeah, the comments I'm seeing, streaming is easy money. No. I I I I love that the people who say that are always people who have never streamed or made content. Sure, is it easier for me to stream than for you to go be a construction worker 9 to 5? Sure. Physically, like the demand is different. Sure, this isn't a physical labor job. I get that. But to act like you don't do anything is just kind of dumb. And then I also love it, just the people who, well, all you're doing is talking in front of a camera to a bunch of people. Have you ever tried that? Because a lot of people don't stream because they can't figure out how to talk in front of a camera. I've watched people try to record their first video. It doesn't go well. It's a whole different thing to be able to sit down in a room by yourself with just a camera and a microphone and say things. For a while, you feel like a fucking psychopath. And you wonder, can anybody out in the other room hear me? And they just hear me talking to myself. And you have to build the confidence to be on camera and to be goofy and to say things and to have opinions. That's a difficult thing on the internet because no matter what your opinion is, you could say you want everyone to be happy and healthy and good things for everybody, right? And somehow somebody will make it out to where that opinion makes you the asshole. And they'll go through a bunch of bullshit to try to talk down on that opinion and make you feel like a moron. That's just the internet. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It is very interesting. Yeah, I guess like I was saying, the courage to even do it, being comfortable enough to stream, formulating ideas for content is a pain in the dick. Especially live streams, the formulating ideas for content is a little easier. You try to figure out a game to play or something, right? But if you're doing a podcast type thing where you're just going to sit there and just talk to your stream like this, you got to have ideas for what to talk about. Or if you don't, you have to be very good at finding topics on the internet to talk about and then rambling about them. That's what the majority of my shit is rambling about something I read on Twitter. Because it's just easy to me, but it might not be easy to you or to them or to whoever. And everything comes down to a balance. My second most viewed YouTube video ever currently is because now my first most viewed is the Grid Legends video I made for EA a couple weeks ago. That was awesome. I have officially worked with a major company on a game, and like I got a game early, got to review it early. That was dope. That's something I never thought would happen. It's fucking wild. That is now my most viewed video, which is awesome. But before that, it was the entire Call of Duty Zombies storyline video I did. That video was 49 minutes long, I think, when I published it. I had over 5 hours worth of recording done for it that I had to cut down because I had to do so many retakes, but also put 5 or 6 hours into writing the script for that video. Then another 5 or 6 hours of finding pictures and video clips and stuff to use in the video. And then another 20 hours of editing. That video took me days to get done. Actually, I think it ended up being about 2 weeks of me working on that video trying to perfect it. And so there becomes this balance of, well, if I put that much effort into a video, obviously it got views. That's awesome, right? Can you put that many hours of work into videos and make more than one a week? No, you can't. Maybe if you have a whole team, sure. Like Linus Tech Tips, for example, makes a video every day of the week, but it's not Linus doing everything. He is basically, at this point, I'm sure he handles a lot more stuff behind the scenes, like he does script reviews with people and whatever. But the majority of what he does is just being the guy on screen. Like he is the guy who's on camera. They have a full team of writers, editors. They have people whose entire job is to come up with ideas for videos. That makes life a little easier. What? Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I don't really know what happened, but not important right now. Yeah, I just, I don't know. It's weird. I don't really, I don't really remember what I was just speaking about, if I'm honest. But then, yeah, most people I know that thought streaming was super easy and that anyone could do it would start streaming and quit within a couple of weeks or a couple of months. It's wild. And it's also funny, some of the people I know who got that instant gratification type style of the growth during the pandemic, that's all gone away now because those people aren't free to watch your streams all the time. So your streams aren't going as well as they used to. So what do you do now? And yeah, it's interesting. But I mean, hey, what can you do? What's to be done? But it is what it is. I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. I don't remember what I'm trying to do. So back to yelling at people. Yeah. So what is this tweet about? I follow a YouTuber who posted 2 videos 7 days a week for 10 years, eventually dropping down to 1 video 5 days a week the last 3 or 4 years, and then streaming on Twitch Monday through Friday. 1.3 million YouTube subs. Hold on. Oh, this is just, yeah. So averages 15K views. Meanwhile, another YouTuber I follow has been doing videos somewhat inconsistently for 4 years Went from around 100K followers to almost 3 million during COVID. His videos average 1 million views. But he has plenty with over 2 million. YouTube is an enigma. True. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, obviously there are going to be some people who, when they start streaming or start making content, maybe it does blow up right away, and that's awesome. But for the majority of people, that's not how it happens. Ninja was the biggest name in online content creation. Still is. Let's be honest. I mean, if you go up to your parents, right, unless they're super tapped into the streaming world, you go up to your parents and be like, Mom, do you know who Pokimane is? She's going to have no clue. She's probably going to go, you mean that weird video game with the little creatures? You know, you say, do you know who Tim the Tapman is? She's probably not going to have a clue. You say, do you know who Ninja is? And she's probably at least going to have heard of him. Ninja is still probably the biggest name in the space. And I mean, he didn't just blow up in a day. The dude was streaming forever for nothing. It wasn't until, I mean, H1Z1 was really when he started to pop. But then Fortnite, he exploded. But it's not like that was a year after he'd been streaming. He'd been streaming for years at that point. So, I don't know. It's interesting. FaZe has announced that they are announcing the first 10 people selected to Phase 1 tomorrow. Man, what I would give to be one of the first 10 announced. But honestly, at this point, what I would give to just be one of the top 100. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. There are so many creators who I saw that were better than me. But I just hope I can be there. I just hope I get my shot. Yeah. It's wild. It is wild. See all these other people talking about dual PC setups. What I would give to have a second PC entirely just for running my stream. It would be dope. But I just don't have the money to buy another PC at this point. That's not even fair. I don't have the money to buy a graphics card. I get new CPU, motherboard, RAM, power supply pretty easily. But I don't want to spend $2,000 on a GPU that's worth $400. But I think it's a pain in the ass to set up, but it'd be totally worth it if you could get it set up. Oh my God. This is so wild. Oh, so Rams GM Les Snead wore a shirt with a picture of his face on it to the Super Bowl parade, but it was captioned, F them picks, and he mentioned it. He was like, yeah, F them picks. Let's go do it again. I just love it. Play into the meme that you created. I love it. Oh my God. Hi, Twitter. I just learned that the UK version of Dollar Tree is this, and I may never recover. The United Kingdom's version of Dollar Tree is Poundland, and I love it. That's hilarious, and I love it. But we gotta stop expecting grown motherfuckers to be mature. True. There's no such thing as mature anymore. But yeah, it's been interesting. Yeah, what I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I'll probably make a Discord post about it later. But yeah, let me know what you guys think I should do in the future. I know this was a short episode, but I'm kind of out of things to talk about, so I'm going to call it there and not waste anybody's time. But I thank everybody for hanging out. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Bye, chat.